Alrighty. All right, this topic is gonna be a pretty good topic. I know a lot of Quran alone people. All right, they're asked this question: How do you pray? How do you pray without hadiths? How do you pray? So we're gonna tackle this. While I was doing my research and putting this together, I got a little PowerPoint. Um, you know, I didn't know it was that much to it. It's a lot of ayats about prayer, and it sounds simple, but there's a lot of information with prayer or salah. So I'm going to share with you how to pray using the previous scriptures and the Quran. Very simple. One note: prayer existed before the hadiths ever existed. Prayer existed before the Quran ever existed. All right. So I'm going to show you how I pray. I don't use hadiths at all. And I'm going to show you the certain concepts of what needs to be in your prayer according to the Quran. So I have a presentation. How you doing, Prophecy One? Peace. So today we're going over prayer. Now we know there's two types of prayer. Dua. The quick prayer, a dog is coming after you and you got to say, hey, God, help me. That's the quick prayer. Then you have your more prayer, more formal type prayer, where you need to be dressed up and you need to it's more congregational, stand, bow, prostrate. And those are both forms of worship. Then you have a third that people don't really know about. You have a third type of worship, which deals with the sacrifices. But we're not going to get into that third form of worship. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. So let me share my screen. And I'm going to stop as I go. If you have any questions, put it in the chat, and I'll stop as I go. Let me find my PowerPoint entire screen. I don't want that one. 1 second, let me share my screen. How you doing, Shibantu? There we go. All right, can everybody see the screen? You should be able to see the screen. All right, how to pray using Quran and previous scriptures. All right, the table of contents. Some of these is like out of order because I was trying to do this, put it all down quickly. Pre-prayer duties in the Quran. Most of y'all already know pre-prayer duties of the Quran, but understand that this broadcast is for beginners and is for advanced people altogether. So if you know some of this stuff, it's all right. Positions of prayer in the Quran, number of prayers each day, silent prayers, yes or no. How might prayers, how night prayers are different from regular prayers. What do I say according to the Quran in the prayer? Ending my prayer based off the Quran, salam to the angels left and right, yes or no. After prayer in the Quran, remembrance versus salat. Can hypocrites make salat or pray? What does dhikr really mean? What do hypocrites lack? Mentioning Muhammad in your prayers, yes or no? So let's get to it. Pre-prayer. This is the basics. Pre-prayer. According to the Quran, it tells you what to do before you pray. It tells you to wash your face, wash your hands, up to the elbow, rub your heads, and wash your feet to the ankles. All right, that's what it tells us to do. in the Quran. O you who believe, when ye prepare for prayer, wash your face, on and on and on and on. All right, this is in the Quran. So this is what we do before we pray. If you are in a state of ceremonial impurity, bathe your whole body. All right, but if you're ill on a journey, or one of you coming from the office of nature, you don't use the bathroom, you have been in contact with women, and you find no water, then take for yourself clean sand or earth and rub therewith your faces and hands. All right. This is called wudu before prayer. It's in the Quran. These are the 4 steps of wudu. Now, nothing else. If the Quran wanted us to add other things, the Quran would have said it. This is the only thing that you're supposed to do. Putting your fingers in your ears and wash it up your nose. If you wash up your nose too much, your nose will become raw. All right. If you put too much water in your ear every day, you will have earaches. So these are the things that we're ordered to do. Nothing more, nothing less. What is ceremonial impurities? Sexual intercourse, a discharge, menstrual, bleeding, you get shot or something. If you got blood on you, any type of blood, if you got a little bit of blood on you, you're ceremonially unclean. You need to take a full ghusl, a full bath. Urine or extreme musk, you need to take a full bath. Okay, you good? All right. Positions of prayer. The Quran explains the positions. Standing, we have verses. Standing, bow, prostrate. All you who have believed, bow and prostrate, and worship your Lord and do good, that you may succeed. Be guardians of your prayers. What does that mean, to be a guardian of your prayer? Meaning you need to remember your prayer, guard it, make sure that the shaitan don't make you forget that you have to pray. You got to guard it. You got to be like, okay, I got to pray. What time is it? You got to go. I can go outside in the morning and look and see where the sun is at. You know, the sun hasn't come up yet. I'm guarding my prayer. It feels like I'm fighting to keep those prayers. I'm literally fighting to keep that time. And of the midmost prayer, that's the midday prayer, and stand up with devotion to Allah. So you standing with devotion, devoutly, bow, prostrate. That's in the Quran. No hadiths needed. Now, are we supposed to have silent prayers according to the Quran? Say, call upon Allah or call upon the most merciful. Whichever name you call to him belongs the best names. And do not recite loudly in your prayer or quietly, but seek between an immediate way. So you're not supposed to be too loud and obnoxious, and you're not supposed to be silent, too low. So silent prayers, the answer is no. You're not supposed to have any type of silent prayers. Now, if a person, say, I feel more comfortable saying the most gracious, and they pray and they say the most gracious, that's okay. If a person wants to say the most high, that's okay. If a person wants to say God Almighty, that's okay. According to this, call upon Allah or call upon the most merciful. Whichever names you call to him belong the best name. That means all those names belong to him. It doesn't matter. As long as they're the best names. What does the best names mean? That means it must be at the caliber of being high. The most. The best of judges. All right? The names must be where there's nothing below it. The most of something. The something. The creator. The best creator. The best of judges. It has to be number one. And those names are acceptable. It can't be nothing like Chris, Tom, the highest. We have regular prayers, your regular 3 prayers, and then you have your night prayers. We're going to talk about the difference between night prayers and regular prayers. They are different, all right? They're different in time sequence and everything. They're different. But we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back to the night prayers. Let's get into what to say. The Quran tells you what to say in your prayers. You don't need hadiths. In your prayers, number one, you're calling upon the Creator by His names. The prayers, the salah, is the basics of the salah is the names. The brain of the salat, the spine of the salat is the motions, bow, stand, and prostrate. The brain of your salat is glorifying and praising the names of Allah. All right. Another element you need to have in your prayer. It says, and say praise to Allah, who has not taken a son and has no partners in his dominion and has no protector out of weakness, and glorify him with great glorification. So in your prayer, and I got to break down at the end, I'm going to show you. In your prayers, you need to state, he begets not nor is he begotten. You need to state his oneness, and he has no sons or daughters. All right. That needs to be in your prayers. You can use this. It's telling you what to say. Now, and to Allah belongs the best names. So invoke him by them. And leave those who practice deviation concerning his names. There will be recompense for what they have been doing. So the problem is when the disbelievers pray, they associate partners with the Creator and they blaspheme his names. So in your prayer, you glorify his names by not associating partners, by making sure that he does not have a son, a daughter. You take his names and you're worshiping, sometimes just like the disbelievers, but you're doing it in a purified way. All right. So invoking his names. Glorify. In your prayer, 2 things we do is glorify and praise. 2 things, glorify, praise. 2 words we use, glorify, praise. We exalt the names. So to have good prayer, you need to remember. You need to remember his names. And it's in the Quran, I'm going to show you. I'm not talking about the 100 names of the hadiths. I'm talking about there's names written in the Quran. And you take those names and you got to remember them. Not all of them, but at least 5 of them. It'll be good to remember all of them, but take 5 of them. Remember those names. Your salat will not be complete if you don't. Using his names. The Quran tells us to invoke his names. The Quran tells us in our prayers that we're supposed to state that he has no sons or daughters. So he is Allah. He is Allah, than whom there is no other God. Here we go. The knower of the invincible and the visible. Now you literally, in your prayer, you can say, praise be to the knower of the invincible and visible. Invisible and visible. You can say that in your prayer. You can say, glorify the beneficent, the merciful. Okay? Allah is he. than whom there is no other God, the sovereign. That's another one. In your prayer, you need to memorize these names because you use these names all throughout your prayer. You call him different things. This is glorifying. This is praising. This is really glorifying. You say, thank you, the sovereign. Glorify the Holy One. Glorify the Holy One. Glorify the Holy One. Glorify the source of peace. In your prayer, you ain't even got to say Allah. You ain't even got to say the Most High. You can say, glorify the source of peace. If you want to. The Quran says you can say what you can. It doesn't matter. All those names belong to him. He knows who you talk about. The guardian of faith. You say, okay, I like that one. I'm gonna use that one. The guardian of faith. The preserver of safety. Maybe you got somebody coming after you. Maybe you're afraid. And you say, oh, most gracious, oh, praise be to the preserver of safety. Help me. Help me from my enemies. You are the preserver of safety. The exalted in might. These names need to be written down and memorized. The irresistible. The supreme. Glory to Allah. High is he above the partners they attribute to him. So in your prayer, you're going against what the disbelievers do. You're giving him glory. You're glorifying his names, and his names set him high. Here's Allah. Here we go. Here's some more. The creator. You can just use the creator. The shaper. Out of naught. Out of nothing. The fashioner. His are the most beautiful names. All that is in the heavens and the earth glorify him. And he is the mighty, the wise. That's another name. See, the angel didn't even use Allah. The angel said, the mighty, the wise. So when you are praying, if you want your salah to be rich, don't only use Allah. Use all these names. Glorify the Creator. Here's another one. You think the Most High you want the Most High to judge this situation? You've been done wrong. And you go to the Most High and you tell the Most High about this situation, and you remind the Most High, because you are the best of judges. That's another name, best of judges. And there should be a group. Okay, no. Okay. I just wanted to key in on the best of judges. The best example of prayer are the angels. The angels, because they are near the Creator. And we, in the book of Revelations, we have a picture of how they worship. If you go to the book of Revelations, they say, holy, holy, holy. The God Almighty has judged. They use a different name. They say, God Almighty. You are the best of judges. They use the Most High. Then they bow and prostrate. They exalt him, and to him they prostrate. So the angels are exalting the Creator, and we're supposed to bow our heads with those that bow their heads. We're supposed to add to his glory. I'm going to add my energy to the energy of the angels. I want to bow down with those that bow. How to pray. So now we know the basis of prayer. The prayer is to exalt the names. How to pray. Let's get into it. Make sure it's the right prayer time. I made a video about this already. Make sure it's the right prayer time, because the prayer times have been decreed. And there's a verse. I got a verse about that. The prayer times, it's a decree. Those prayer times are decreed. It's law. Number 2, wash your hands, feet, arms, etc. The Quran says to seek refuge when reciting the Quran. We're going to get into that. 1698, when thou dost read the Quran, seek Allah's protection from Satan, the rejected one. When you pray, you need to recite one of those verses for protection from the shaitan. Or just seek refuge to protect you from evil spirits. Okay? Now, Muhammad received two things. People don't know he received two things. Look at this. And we have bestowed upon thee the 7 oft-repeating verses and the Grand Quran. So the first 7 verses of the Quran, Al-Fatiha, is different from the Quran. This verse right here actually separates them. And the first 7 verses, they're supposed to be repeated often. All right? In your salat. Here are the 11, I summed it up for you, the 11 key principles of prayers. In your prayer, you need to seek protection with Allah from Satan, the rejected one. You glorify and praise his names. You recite the Quran in a middle tone. You acknowledge that he has no partners, sons or daughters, and his dominion is sovereign. You ask for forgiveness. You seek help in personal situations. You ask for guidance and wisdom in your salat. You ask for protection from the hellfire. And that's another verse. You're supposed to ask for protection in the hellfire and for him to give you good in this world and hereafter. And your salat, all of it belongs to the Creator. It belongs to Allah. And declare his oneness. Remember, number 10, your salat belongs to the Creator. Not to angels. You're not supposed to be talking to angels. To the right and to the left. All of it belongs to the Creator. All right. I got a breakdown. I'm going to show you the breakdown, but I'll show you how you end it. Let me show you the breakdown first. Let me show you the breakdown. I want you to get confused. And then I'll come back to this. I'll come back to this. I got a breakdown, and I'll show you how I pray. And it's very flexible. Let me see. Where's that part? Let me check. Let me check and see what's going on. Yep, he who is, who was, who is to come. Yeah, find that verse for me, please. In the book of Revelation. Let me see. Thank you for being so kind and helpful the last time we met. Blah, blah, blah. Salam. Salam, everyone. Okay, good. All right, let me show you. And I'm gonna talk about the night prayers. We're gonna get into the night prayers, how the night prayers are totally different than the regular prayers. The Sunnis don't know what they talk about because they don't read the Quran. Let's see. Oh, here's my breakdown. Stop sharing. And then Noah, find a verse about the angels praying. All right, here is my breakdown. Invite. Nope, I don't want that. And what I want you to really understand that your prayer is a personal thing. All right, so now I don't use Allahu Akbar because I didn't see anywhere in the book of Revelations or any of the angels using it, and I don't see it in the Quran at all. I see the angels and I see the Quran praising and glorify. So I use glorify and I use praise because the Quran used it. So I begin standing. I say, praise be to the one who created all things, or you can say whatever you want to say. You can say, praise be to Allah. You can say, praise be to the most gracious, whatever you want to say. All right. If you're doing congregational prayers, praise be to Allah will be better. Stand, I recite the off repeating verses. That's the Al-Fatiha. All right. Then I recite, he is the God, the one and only, the God, the eternal absolute. He begets not, nor is he begotten, and there is none like unto him. I forgot that part. There is none like unto him. All right. That's in the Quran. That is establishing that he begets not, nor is he begotten. He don't have no sons and daughters. Then my transition is praise be to Allah, and I bow. And I glorify the most gracious, glorify the most gracious. Glory be to you, the creator of all. Forgive me for my sins. Go into prostration. Then I glorify his names. Glorify the most merciful. Glorify the most merciful. He who is, who was, and who is to come. I'm in prostration. Now I'm on my knees. Now in prostration, and my nose is to the ground. I'm glorifying. The names you can, if you don't want to put most merciful, I just put most merciful. You use your own. You got to learn the names. You got to put the names in there. You glorify his names. He who is, who was, and who is to come. I'm on my knees. And this right here, I'm reciting, "O most gracious, forgive me for my sins. Give me what's good in this world and what's good in the hereafter, and protect me or us from that fire on the day of judgment." That is ayat. I'm sorry, I have to put ayat in there later. I'm sorry. I forgot to put ayat. That's an ayat. All right. Now this ayat right here is in the Quran, and it tells you to say this during your prayer. It's in the Quran. You seek refuge from the fire. You ask the Most High to give you what's good in this world and what's good in the hereafter, and protect me from that fire on the day of judgment. All right. So every time I move from station to station, I say praise be to the protector. But if you're doing a congregational prayer, this praise be to probably need to be like, put Allah there. Praise be to Allah. So everybody will know when we move to the next, we say praise be to Allah. But it's praise and it's glorify. When I'm moving from standing to bow, it's praise be to Allah. When I'm prostrating, I'm glorifying. All right. Now I'm back up. I'm standing. I'm reciting any ayat, but I just chose this ayat because it covers seeking refuge. All right. I'm standing. I'm moving. I'm praising. Praise be to Allah. I'm bowing. I'm glorifying. All right. Glorify the Most High. Glorify the one God. Glory be to you, most merciful. Coming up, forgive me for my sins. Prostration. I'm using another name. Say, glorify the off returning. That's another one of his names. He who is, who was, and who is to come. See, this salat is full of glorifying the Creator's names. All right. On my knees. Then you can say anything personal at any time. At any time, you can stop your salat when you're standing. And if you feel in your heart, if you're by yourself, if you feel in your heart that you want, you got some stuff going on, you can pray standing and bust out and be like, you can get personal and talk to your Lord personally. All right. So this is just what I do. All right. All right. So glory be to the knower. Glory be to the knower of all things. He who is, who was, and who is to come. When you end your prayer, all praises due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. This is in the Quran. This is how you end your prayer. You come up, all praises due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Now, this right here could go on for hours. You could go up, down, up, down, up, down for hours. There is no real standard like that. Just make sure you're glorifying and praising his holy names. You exalting him. All right. So this is just an example. And I wrote this really fast. This is just an example. All right. And let's talk about the ending. I want to talk about the ending real quick. We're going to share. I'm going to show you what the Quran says about ending your prayers. And I'm going to make a tutorial showing you how it looks. And it looks the same. It's just we took away a lot of the shirk and we only use the Quran. All right, there we go. Ending your prayer. Do not invoke anything in your prayer but Allah, but the Creator. Okay. Jonah 10. Their prayer therein will be glory be to thee, O Allah, and their greeting therein will be peace. And the conclusion of their prayer will be praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. That's the conclusion, the end of the prayer. The end of the prayer is not looking to the right to the angels, speaking to angels. They don't want to talk to you. Okay? They didn't speak back. They didn't say anything back, right? They don't want to talk to you. All right. So after you pray, you got to do something after you pray too. When you finish your prayer and when you have completed the prayer, remember Allah standing, sitting, or lying on your side. But when you become secure, we establish prayer. Indeed, prayer has been decreed. Prayer has been decreed upon the believers, a decree of specified times. So it is a law written in the heavens that the believers are supposed to pray at a certain time. It is a decree that we got to do. Now, let's talk about the remembrance. What we're doing right now is remembrance. Remembrance, you can remember the Creator standing, sitting, lying on your side. You're reading the Quran on your side. We're doing that right now. That is different from the Salah. That is different from prayer. Abraham did that. When he reflected, he was like, man, who created this world? And wow, look at me, I'm just a creation. He actually reflected. That is keeping the remembrance. That is different from prayer. Now, can the hypocrites make salah? Yes, the hypocrites can pray, but the hypocrites have a problem with remembrance. That's how you could tell if it's a hypocrite or not. A hypocrite can go to the mosque and pray, go back home, and don't even think about the Creator. That's how you could tell a hypocrite from a true believer. If you're friends with somebody, they go to the mosque, they pray, and you want to continue talking about the Creator, and they be like, "Man, I want to talk about that. It ain't Ramadan yet. I don't want to talk about that. We ain't at the mosque." That's a hypocrite. Hypocrites have a problem with this remembrance. Indeed, the hypocrites think to deceive Allah, but He is deceiving them. And when they stand for prayer for salah, they stand lazily, showing themselves to the people and not remembering Allah except a little. So they can go to the mosque and they can pray and everybody see them praying. Oh, yes, she a Muslim. I saw her at the mosque. But they lack in remembrance. When you with your husband or something like that, y'all sitting up there, y'all talk about the scriptures, that is remembrance. You laying down on your side and y'all just going over verses. And right now, we're remembering. We're doing it right now. We're doing that right now. The hypocrites, it's hard for them to do that. So if you want to test somebody to see if they're a hypocrite, say, man, he go to the mosque and he pray. I saw him praying the other day. He had his kufi on with a long beard. He learned Arabic. Arabic is a language. Arabic is not the Quran. Sit down with him and say, hey man, let's talk about God. Let's talk about the creation. Let's talk about the hellfire. Let's talk about what's gonna happen when we get to heaven. Let's talk about what's gonna happen when we get to heaven. Isn't that's gonna be cool, man? It's gonna be like, I don't really want to talk about that right now. I already been to the mosque. They can't. They only remember a little bit. They only can remember a little bit. Nation of Islam. They go to the mosque. They pray, right? But they talk about political stuff. Hey, let's talk about the hellfire. Oh no, I don't believe in the hellfire. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about politics or the white man. Now, let's talk about how good the Most High is. Nah, they don't want to talk about that too long. They want to get into politics. There's nothing wrong with politics, but the hypocrites, they have a problem with remembering, talking about the Creator for a long time. So they think they're deceiving Allah. They think they slick. They think they put on kufis and go to the mosque, and they think they're trying to trick Allah. But the Most High deceived them. Because they know they can't hang talking about the Creator all night. Or like Abraham did. Abraham, he was sitting, he looked up at the moon. Said, that's not my Lord. He looked up at the sun. That's not he was remembering. That is not prayer. But the Quran talks about the remembrance over and over. The Quran is called the remembrance. So when you're reading the Quran, you're in a state of remembrance. It is the remembrance. So if you want to be in that state, just read the Quran. What is the remembrance? Satan only wants to cause between you animosity and hatred through intoxicants. Now, intoxicants can be crack. It's not just wine. It's not wine. It's not even wine. It's liquor, though. It's liquor. Intoxicants can be anything that intoxicates your body. It can be liquor, hard liquor. It could be crack. It could be too much weed. It can be cocaine. Anything. It could be bad food. Anything that intoxicates your body. It could be bad air. It could be tainted water. So through intoxicants, gambling, and to avert you from the remembrance of Allah and from prayer. So will you not desist? So the shaitan, the devils, they don't like they don't like constant reminding of the Creator. The hardcore demons, it burns them inside. That's why they got rid of prayer. They got rid of prayer in school. They got rid of that. Because to bring their demons into this world. So they want to do seances and stuff to bring in demons into this world. To enter the bodies of the people. But the only way they can do that is we got to shut up. The only way that they demons can survive, because when you mention Allah, they burn. The demons just, they burn. They don't like that. So the only way they can get the devils into this world is for us to shut up. The Romans tried to kill us. They tried to get rid of the believers because we was glorifying the Creator. We was keeping up the remembrance of the Creator. Now, y'all are not going to blow out the light of the Creator. He's going to perfect his light. Disbelievers want to blow out his light. They want to extinguish his light. So they try to kill all the believers. So we won't mention the Creator anymore. So their demons can just live freely on this planet. But that'll never happen. We believers don't die, we multiply. Okay? We multiply. All right. That's what they tried to do during Easter time. The Romans tried to just wipe us out. Because if they get rid of us, Zeus and all their little demonic gods can just have a good time. But that'll never happen. And last thing I want to talk about before I open the floor, let me write this down, is the difference between night prayers, 89:1, 73:20. All right, regular prayers. I went over the time slots. The evening, the dawn prayer, Fajr, dawn. That is when the sun is below the horizon and the light has hit the sky, and that lasts for about 20 minutes. You got a 20-minute slot. Then dusk. I skipped one, but dusk. That's when the sun is under the horizon, the light has hit the sky. That lasts for about 20 minutes. The sun has not risen yet. It's under the horizon. When the sun rises, the prayer is over. If the sun peeps his head up, the prayer is over. The sun has to be under the horizon. That lasts for about 20 minutes. The midday prayer. Midday prayer, you could be at work in the middle of the day, you pray. Anytime between like the sun going down and a little bit before that evening time, that's your slot to just get a prayer in. That's the middle prayer. The night prayer is not 20 minutes. The night prayer is a long, long prayer. And it's a special prayer to bring you closer to the Creator. Let me show you. It is not 20 minutes. It is not 2 rakats. No, it is very long. Let me show you what I'm talking about. 73:20. And then I will open the flow, 73:20. No, you want to come in here and read this? Let me see. Nor do you want to come in here and read this? I'll read it. It's okay. Let's see. All right, here we go. Night prayer is totally different. I hope you can see this. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Well, if I'll read it for you and write this down. 73:20. 73:20. Indeed, your Lord knows that you stand in prayer almost 2/3 of the night. That is the night prayer, or half of the night, of half of it, or a third of it. And so do a group of those with you. And Allah determines the intent of the night and the day. All right. So the night prayer, look at it, 2/3, a half. These are fractions. 1/3. So let's say, I'm just gonna make it easy. Let's say it's 12 hours in a day. We're gonna say 6 hours night, 6 hours of daylight, right? No, it's 24 hours a day, right? 24 hours a day. So let's go 12 and 12. Probably not right. I mean, it's 12 and 12. So you're not supposed to pray all night. You're supposed to fall asleep and rise up to pray in the night. If you want to get closer, if you got some problems in your life and you need to get closer to the Creator, you wake up and you pray half of the night. That means if it's 12 hours in the night, you pray 6 hours straight. That's what the believers used to do. Muhammad and his followers, they would pray 6 hours straight. Or they'll pray 1/3. They'll pray 3 or 4 hours straight. Or they'll pray 2/3 of the night. So that'll be what, like 9, 8 hours straight. Not no 2 little rakats. They would go on for a half. They wouldn't pray all night. The longest I prayed was, I think I did 3 or 4 hours. I think I did like 4 hours. That's the night prayer. That's what, I'm not talking about doing Ramadan. I'm talking about they used to do this all the time. David used to pray. I can show you what David prayed, the night prayers. The night prayers is elongated night. Let me show you. And let me show you. I'm finna show y'all something. I'm finna give y'all a really, really good gem right now. I'm gonna show y'all. There's an oath in it. 89:1. Illuminati, they got their stuff, but the believers got stuff too, but they don't know about it. We got stuff too, but they don't know. We got oaths. All right, here we go. 89:1. By the dawn. I swear by the dawn. That's Fajr. Keep going. And by the 10 nights. You see that? The 10 nights. Keep going. And by the even and the odd. I showed you the even and the odd. I showed you 1/3, 1/2, 2/3. 1 is an odd number. 3 is an odd number. 1 is an odd number. 2 is an even number. 2 is an even number. 3 is an odd number. 2/3, 1/3, 1/2. By the even and the odd. Let's keep going. That's what it's talking about. By the night when it passes. You see that? This is a jewel right here that most people don't know. Look at Pictal. There surely is an oath for thinking men. There's an oath. There's an oath in it. So if you stay up for 10 nights straight and you pray half of the night for 10 nights straight, all the way up to Fajr, the dawn, there's an oath in it. There's an oath if you can do that. David knew about that oath. Muhammad and his people knew about that oath. And now we know about that oath. If you can stay up for 10 nights straight and you pray a half of the night for 10 nights, I'm not talking about you got to be in salat. You can take a break. You can take 2 minutes break and come back. But you got to be in prostration for 6 hours straight. For 10 nights straight. Then there's an oath in it. There's a promise in it. What is that oath? The Quran tells you what the oath is. I don't know if it tells you in this verse, but I think it tells you in another verse. Yep, it tells you in another verse. It's not going to tell you in that verse. But there's an oath. Now, the disbelievers, the witchcraft people, they got something called the 9 nights. They go to the crossroads and sell their soul to the devil. They go to the crossroads for 9 nights and they sell their soul because Shaitan trying to do the same thing that the Most High do, but in a perverted way. And they go to the crossroads in Mississippi and sell their soul to the devil. It's called the 9 nights. You can look that up. Hoodoo. But the believers, we got something too. We got something called 10 nights. But the believers don't know about the 10 nights. They think it's the 10 nights at the end of Ramadan. Nope, it's not no 10 nights at the end of Ramadan. It's the even and the odd. The 1/3, the 2/3. It's elongated hours. You pray for hours. You beat the drum, you pray, you worship for hours and hours and hours, all during the night. Until the morning comes. Just like people, they go to the club and they party all night. We pray all night and we worship all night. Not all night, I'm sorry. Half of the night. And there's an oath in it. There's a blessing in it. That's how David won wars. That's how Muhammad, peace be upon him, that's how he won his wars. That 1/3, that 2/3. It's really not a secret because it's in the Quran, but it's something that the common people don't know. Let's see what that oath is. Give me a second, y'all. Let me see what that oath is. 73:20. Yes. You gonna read for me? I'm gonna put the link in. Come in and read for me. Yeah, I was trying to, Okay, give me a second. Hold on. No, come in real quick. Come in. I hope I didn't go too far. Yeah. I didn't want to get into all that deep. I got a lot of more stuff, but I don't know. I hope y'all ready for that. But here we go. 1 second. On a night prayer is totally different. You can go to Psalms, and David talks about him praying all in the night. But the Most High does not expect us to pray all night. You gotta get your sleep. I mean, 1 second. Go ahead. I'm looking up some other stuff. Go ahead. I'm like,
Walaikum salam.
am I making any sense?
Yes. So you want us to? You said you want me to read an ayat.
Yeah, I just want you. I want to know what's your thoughts on what I'm saying. Any thoughts?
Oh, um, yeah. I'm just sitting and learning. So we have the three prayers. The Quran tells us of the three prayers. That's the dawn, the dawn, the
Middle.
midday,
Yep.
middle day, and the dusk.
Yes. That's the simplest way I can put it.
And
Thus.
and these prayers, they're prescribed prayers. That's in the Quran, and it's really about the worship of the Most High. It's really when I so as I'm just kind of sitting and listening, the thought that comes to my mind, and then like you say, we may want to find the verses on David, peace be upon him. The thought that comes to my mind is really not rote movements and rote actions, but really just coming from the
Yes.
heart,
Yes.
worshiping the Most High. So if right if I'm in that moment, if I wanted to stay down in prostration,
Yes. You can
worshiping
stay
the
down.
Most High,
Yes. Go
He who
ahead. I'm sorry.
is, He who was, He who will be. If I just want to say that over and over and over and over again, that's what my heart is telling me to do. If I
Yes.
want to just
You start going into remembrance. You start going into a whole nother the remembrance. Go ahead.
so that's to me what that's so those are the three prescribed prayers. Um that's and then now we're talking about the night prayers, which is something totally different. So you got your prescribed prayers, but if you really want to, like you said, take it to a whole other level, then you have your night prayers, which is you're going to sleep, you're waking up, and then you have the option of 2/3, 1/3, or half of the night. And
Yes.
in that is prayer, praise, worship for that time. And there's an oath in there if we can do it for the 10 days.
There's an oath. If you
And,
could, if yes, there's an oath in it.
okay. And we're looking for
And
that.
I'll show you the oath. I'll show you what the oath is. But keep talking. I'm looking for it now.
Yes.
Go
So,
ahead. Go ahead.
so yeah, I mean, I just think that alhamdulillah, it's good to just be able to see that, with the revealed scriptures, what salat is, how salat looks. We don't have to add to it. We don't have to take away from it. And anybody who tells you that, even like with the making, if with the cleaning ourselves, with the with cleaning our making wudu, if anybody tells you that that's not, that the Quran isn't good enough, the ayats that the Quran gives us isn't good enough for making for what we need to do to prepare for salat, and then we need to give them a second look. And so it's just real good, information. Growing up, uh, my mom would always say, study and show yourself approval. Study, don't just take. what folks tell you. Look into these scriptures and read it for yourself.
Yep. Read it for me.
Okay, it says, in the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, O you enwrapped one, stay up the night except a little, for half of it or reduce it a little.
Pause
Or
it. Say that again. Pause it again. And then just say that and stop at little. Say stay
okay,
up a night.
stay up the night except a little,
That's 2/3. Go ahead.
for half of it or
That's
reduce
one
it a
half.
little.
Hold on. For half of it, that's one half. Go ahead.
Or reduce it a little.
That's 1/3. It's saying the same thing. Keep going.
Or add to it.
Keep going.
Chant the Quran rhythmically.
Awesome.
We are about to give you a heavy message.
All right. That is now. Could you look that up? Do you have yours up? I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Quran?
No, I got you. Because let me show you another translation.
You may go to 73 with my Quran with a different
Yeah,
translation.
but I'm already
Okay.
there. Let me see. Okay, let me see. No, we're good. Hold on.
It says here,
Hold
verily we shall send down to you a weighty word.
on.
We are going to send down to you a weighty discourse. Indeed, we will cast upon you a heavy word.
Read. Go down to 6. Keep going. Look what it says. Keep going.
For we will send upon you a weighty revelation.
No, keep going to 6. Keep going.
6. I'm sorry. The vigil of night is more effective and better suited for recitation.
Yes, because you ever woke up like at night and it feels so still, it's so quiet.
Yeah.
It's like the still of the night.
It's a quiet. It's like a quiet cloak.
Yes.
A quiet energy.
Now you have to go to sleep and wake up. So it's not at 9 or 10.
No,
it's like
it's
1
that
or 2.
It's that quiet stillness.
Yes.
When everything is quiet and still in sleep, where the world is quiet and still in sleep. That cloak of quietness.
Read 7.
In the daytime, you have lengthy work to do.
You see that? So the night is better. Because in the daytime. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So remember the name of your Lord and devote yourself to him wholeheartedly.
Now that's devotion. If you're up half of the night, worshiping, remembering, praying, half of the night.
Lord of the east and the west. There is no God but he, so take him as a trustee.
Yep. Hold on. What you think? What you think about that?
And endure patiently what they say and withdraw from them politely. And leave me to those who deny the truth, those of luxury, and give them a brief respite.
Yep.
So
let me see. Hold on. Okay, this is what I'm looking for right here. Let me find this verse. Now we gotta find out what that oath is, right?
Right.
Now the Quran, a lot of times answers itself in another verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
right.
And we found that. We found that oath.
Yeah, I got it right here. 1779. Hold on. 1779. And let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you, y'all, it ain't easy to do. I tried to do it, and how many nights did I get in? I think I got about 4 nights in, and then my alarm didn't go off. I mean, the first night you're gonna be praying, and it's like 30 minutes gonna go by, and it's gonna feel like you've been there. Like, what in the world? It's feel like you've been there for a long time. All right. So it takes devotion. Are you there?
Yes, 79.
Now let's do 78, and then keep
Okay.
going. Check it out. It's gonna tell you what the oath is.
Okay, here that even I like to start at 77.
Yes, you can.
It says the tradition of the messengers we sent before you, you will find no change in our rules.
Teach.
Perform the prayer at the decline of the sun until the darkness of the night.
Pause it. So, whoa, pause it. A lot of Sunnis, they do prayers. They do the Maghrib after darkness. No, the darkness of night. That's the end of the prayer until the darkness of the night. There's no prayer after the sun go down.
Right.
There's no prayer after the sun go down. And a lot of Sunnis do a prayer like Maghrib after the sun go down. There is no prayer after the sun go down. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And the Quran at dawn. The Quran at dawn is witnessed.
Pause it. It's witnessed. The angels are looking. The angels are writing it down. Whoever's up during dawn praying, it is witnessed by the angels and the Most High. And let me tell you something else. A lot of Sunnis, they when the time change, they do their Fajr at night. They do it before dawn is different than early night or late night. Late night is different. Dawn is when the sun is under the horizon and there's light in the sky. Is that between time? It's not before that. And it's not. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it. I'm done. I'm done. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I'm gonna tell you what's so beautiful, is that the animals are rooting for us.
Yes.
The animals are rooting for us because if every Fajr,
yes,
that's how you know it's Fajr. That's how you know it's the dawn prayer because the birds go crazy.
And the rooster root.
They rooting for you. They're like, get up, get up, get up, pray. This is the witness prayer. Get up, get up. And when that time for Fajr is over, they calm down and they
totally go quiet. Yeah, you hear a little bit of chirping, but they go crazy. The birds go crazy during the dawn prayer. They go crazy, crazy, crazy. And the rooster goes crazy. When that light hit their brain, when that first light of the sun hit their brain, they go crazy. Keep going.
And keep vigil with it during parts of the night as an extra prayer.
You see that? It's extra. Go ahead.
Perhaps your Lord will raise you to a laudable position.
So that's the oath. What's another? Look at the other translations.
Okay, give me a second to pull that up.
And grant you a supporting power. You see that? I'm sorry, we should have read some more.
I'm sorry. And say, my Lord, lead me in through an entry of truth and lead me out through an exit of truth and grant me you a supporting power.
Pause it. You see that? That's something that you can say in your prayers. There's plenty of things in the Quran that you can say in your prayers.
I'm just going to the different. That is chapter. What surah is that?
Hold on.
What chapter?
17.
Okay. All right. Verse 68.
And 68? I lost it. No, there we go.
I'm here. No, that's not 68. That's something dealing with something different.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So while you look for that, what the Satan wants to do is to eliminate the creator, eliminate the mention of the Creator. When nobody is talking about the Creator and nobody remembers the Creator at all. Just wipe him out of history. That's the purpose of Shaitan.
Oh, I got it. I got it bookmarked.
Okay, which one was it? Seventh? Because I was
78, 78.
okay. I see it. All right, we good. So Noah's gonna read another translation of 78, 79.
Okay, so here is start with seven. You want me to do 79?
It doesn't matter. Yep, we can do it.
And during the night, wake up and pray as an extra offering of your own, so that your Lord may raise you to a praised status.
That's the oath. He will raise you to a praise status. So
Um, and,
you ain't gotta join the Illuminati.
and during the night, wake up for Salat and an additional prayer for you. It is very likely that your Lord will place you at praise station.
At a praise station. Beautiful.
And some part of the night, awake for it. A largeness. 1 second. Um, a largest for thee. It may be that thy Lord will raise thee to a praised estate.
Ooh, a praise estate. Money, 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 huh?
And pray in the small watches of the morning, an additional prayer. They're saying watches of the morning, so that's not
No, that's it. The watches of the morning is night.
okay. An additional prayer for
Listen. The watches of the morning is that time before the sunrise, before Fajr.
oh, okay, before it's Fajr.
You're watching, you're waiting for the sun to come up. You know that time right before the sun come up? Like
right before that. Okay.
It's before dawn. It's before dawn. That's night. That's still night prayer.
Soon will thy Lord raise thee to a station of praise and glory.
Beautiful.
So that's the oath.
So Muhammad had to do that. David did it. And we got to continue that tradition. And we'll be raised to a praise state. All right. Any questions from the audience? All right, let me see what we got in here. All right, I hope all are doing good. Let me see. Assalamu alaikum, salam. Salam. Yes. Salam, everyone. Reciprocate. Absolutely. Walaikum salam. Glory be to we gotta put that one there, right? Glory be to the Most High. Glory to the Most Merciful. I like that. Allahu Akbar. Good job. Holy, holy, holy. He who was, who is to come. I gotta put that on there. Mr. Rashid, how you doing? Oh, let's see. She Bantu. I don't say Allahu Akbar anymore either, nor Salam, angels anymore. And I, Alhamdulillah, okay. Yes. Do not talk to the angels in your prayers. Now, I know a lot of Sunnis, they do the Muhammad thing, right? Your salat belongs to the Creator. What you can say in your salat, if you want to, is thank you, Creator. Thank you, most gracious, for granting us a messenger. Thank you for sending Muhammad, Abraham, Moses. Thank you for sending down the Torah. All right. You can thank the Creator for sending us Muhammad and all the messages. All right. But make sure they're not put as equals to the Creator or in a praise state, because they're human just like you.
Khadijah raised the question, said, do we have to make salat in Arabic?
Do we have to make salat in Arabic? No. We speak English. I mean, I speak English. No. The Most High can speak any language on the planet. He is all-knowing, all-wise. He was here before Arabic existed.
And the thing with it is like I say, it's about, to me, the prayer is a personal communication with the Most High. It's about your heart. It's
Yes.
about the understanding of the oneness of the Most High. And so in your heart, the first language that you spoke was the language that your mother and your father gave you.
Yes.
When you raise your hands up as a 1-year-old and you said, Mama, Dada, you did that from your heart. You did that from your heart. So that's what this is all about, showing the Lord of the worlds, the creator of the worlds, from our heart, that we understand that he is he who is, he who was, he who will be. That's your mother tongue.
Yeah. Let me say this. I want to say this. If you grasp the understanding of Arabic and you understand what you're saying, and if somebody else is praying, if they're just, I mean, if they're praying in Arabic and you don't know what they're saying, they could be praying to the devil and you don't even know. So make sure you seek understanding. I don't speak Arabic, nor does it speak Arabic. So I'm seeking understanding. I want to know what I'm talking about. Now I might use some Arabic words or use some Arabic sentences, the ones that I understand, because I want my prayer to be genuine. All right. Let me see.
Arabic is a beautiful language, and it's a sister language to the other languages that came before it. So yes, I mean the Quran speaks of it being revealed in Arabic. So definitely nothing wrong with the Arabic language. But I'm just
we're not against No, we're not against Arabic. Arabic, like
yeah,
you said, Arabic is beautiful. But
beautiful
some
language.
people don't even understand what they're saying, and they don't have the connection. When you learn it, then you can use it. Can we get a copy of all that you taught today? Yes, I can do that. I have the, Noor can send your email to Noor. I mean, your email information to Noor, and we can get it to you. Not a problem. All right, let's see. When making ghusl, do we
Can we
have to
also?
wash?
I'm sorry.
What?
Can we can put, and can we also put it in the I think, because most of us are in the Facebook, can we can put it in the Facebook, and we can put it in the email. I can put the email in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think Khadijah is not a part of Facebook.
Oh, that's right. Khadijah's not a part of Facebook, so I'll put the email address in the chat so that anybody who needs it can get that.
When making ghusl, do we have to wash our hair? If your hair is unclean, if you got any blood or anything in your hair, yes, you should wash your hair. If your hair is ceremonially unclean. What we got? Did you go over how many rakats we should pray in Fajr and midday prayer earlier? I joined the stream a bit late. All right, rakats. I made a video called Time Slots Rather Than Rakats. All right, time slots. Fajr has a 20-minute time slot. So there is no rakats. There's no rakats. There is no 2, 3, 4 rakats. You have a 20-minute time slot. I'm just estimating. So your Fajr prayer, Fajr has a time that it begins and a time that it ends. When the sun is under the sky, called fat dawn, and that light is in the sky. Once the sun comes up a little bit, the time is over with. All right. When the sun in during the dusk time, when the sun is under the horizon, when that light goes away, that is the end of the prayer. And that light stays up there for about 20 minutes. So we don't have rakats. We have it's a time slot.
Because
It's about how much time is there. Go ahead.
you may want to do 100 records. You may be moved. You just may
Mm,
be moved by this, right? And you may be in a mindset, and your heart may be in a set of I just want to worship the Most High. I want to dance like David danced. I want to pray like David prayed today. I want to do 100 records. I want to do, or I'm going to only do 2 records because right now I'm crying out to the Most High. My head is on the ground. I'm prostrating and crying out to the Most High. So I may only do 1 record that day.
right. Like my children, I would start with the children. I would start with they need to memorize the 10 Commandments, especially for little kids. The 10 Commandments is really good and really like kind of you know
And I would
easy.
say, as far as, because I had to, reteach myself is as far as like the Sunni way versus the Quran way, like Brother Ma was saying, it does look similar. It's not
It's the same.
so off the beating path. I think the main difference is when like we were taught with the Sunni way, or even if you Shia, you taught the Shia way. Like there's certain things that the Shia say, in between rakats. That you don't have that there's not this prescribed thing that we're saying, like when we're wishing prayer, when we're wishing the salawats on the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, and we're going down in we're on our knees and we're doing the what is it, the tahashud, where we're saying, a glory and praise to Allah. They testify they're, doing that. I testify that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger or apostle or slave. Like, we know that those were things that we were taught as Sunnis. But I think that really what we're learning through Quran is that, and we're learning through Book of Revelations, and we're learning through the Book of Psalms, that is deeper than memorizing those things that the Hadith told us to memorize, because it's taking us away from being robotic, and it's taking us into the heart of the love of the Most High. So I would say, like, for folks who are like, I want to show in my children what it is we're supposed to do. I would say go back, and this is especially for definitely for like the Israelites in the room, and not even the Israelites in the room, but just everybody in the room. Go back, especially the Israelites, as go back to when you were a kid. Go back to what the old folks used to say, that old time religion. Give me that old time religion. Give me that old
Okay.
where they are,
Mhm.
their heart. I just remember growing up where the old folks would just break out in song for 30 minutes. And the people would sing after. Brother Mama, I know you're laughing at me.
No, I'm just playing with you. You good. You good. You good. I just playing.
But it just, my heart is leading me to say this. That they brought out a song. Okay. I'm one of them people who my mom had us go to church, a couple times a week. Okay. And they sung, they loved the Most High. They showed the Most High what, of course they had the Christians, they had the shirt with it. But I'm talking about just getting into it. So if you're sitting down with your children and you're getting ready to make salat at Fajr, and you've been through that process of, you went through the rakats, and you glory to the Most High, glory to the most merciful. Oh Allah, you are the most merciful. Look what you've done for me and my family. Look
exactly.
how you show me this mercy, oh Allah, with everything that's going on, oh Allah, right now in this world, oh Allah. You should put mercy on me. You have my family. They're living, they're thriving, they're surviving, oh Allah. I don't have the COVID, oh Allah. Glory to
Protect.
you, O Allah, the protector. Glory and
Mm,
praise to you, O Allah, Lord of the worlds. He who is, he who was, he
that's right.
who will be. Glory and praise to you, O Allah. And the beautiful thing about it is Quran tells us to speak it in a middle tone. So
Mm-hmm.
the children, they're going to hear you. The children, they're going to see you. And you're
Right.
doing it every day with them. So they're going to learn it. And they're going to learn what it looks like and feels like to love the Most High and to show the Most High how much you love the Most High. And then
Mm-hmm.
after that, after the prayer is over, go into remembrance all day, remembrance to the point where the children are coming up to you, asking you questions about the Most High, asking you questions about the prophet. Why? Because you're talking about the Most High all day. You opening up that ayah, it just comes to your head, and you opening up that ayah. You got the app on your phone. You're not in Instagram. You got the holy. You got the Bible on your. You got the Bible app. You got the Quran app. You got the Book of Enoch app, and something just came to you, and you open up that book and you started reading. You're in remembrance. You're in remembrance. And I'm just telling you, and like I tell, I'm just kind of going on a tangent right now, but I just think about what the Most High has done for us, the children of Israel, the ones who are right here in this room, who we've been through all of these things. We were sent over we put in these ships, we brought to this country, we were forced out of our religion, we were forced to eat pork, we were forced to do all of these things, and Allah, the most merciful, brought us to this place where we are right now. That to me
Yeah,
is ultimate. Just we need to give the Most High the honor.
that's right. And first thing you need to do is seek help from the creator. Tell the creator,
Yes.
I want to know your way. The creator will teach you. I know that sounds strange, but the creator will put you in positions. You're here right now, where the answers of your questions will be there. Trust me.
Um,
Go ahead. You got something?
but my email address, so I can send out Brother Mammoth's PowerPoint and information on the Salat, is nurjihan411 at gmail.com. So
You want to put it in the chat?
if you could put that in the chat, nurjihan411 at gmail.com. And I can make sure to send that out to whoever emails me.
Say it
NU
again. Lord Jihan, what else?
411 at
That's it.
gmail.com. NUHRJEHAN 411 at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. All right, I put it in the chat.
But
All right,
it's,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just passionate about this subject.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Any more questions, you all? Any more comments, questions? Let's talk.
I'm just reading the comments here. Okay.
Go ahead, Prophecy.
I'm just reading. Prophecy nor is a mean could make a career. Okay.
Now,
No.
let me hold on. All right. So the Sunnis.
Oh, okay, Brother Kwame is putting in the chat
Yeah,
about the different prayers.
let me talk about this.
Okay.
So we have the Fajr, where the Sunnis actually pray before dawn, because Fajr means dawn. Then you have a prayer that they do, the two middle prayers that they do in the middle of the day, and they do those prayers silent. They do them silently, both of those prayers. So they miss the middle day prayer because they're both silent. If they're silent, then they don't count. Okay. Then they have their Maghrib, and it's after the sun go down a lot of times. So they miss that prayer because it's at the wrong decreed time. So the Sunnis only really get in one prayer. Out of all the prayers, they do one prayer that's on time. The rest of them are silent or at the wrong time. So they're telling you to pray 5 times a day, but none of the prayers are on time, and 2 of them are silent. The 2 that could be on time are silent. So so us praying 3 times a day is actually praying more than them, and being obedient, doing it the time the Creator told us to do it. That's based off the earlier scriptures and the scriptures we have today, the Quran. All right. They pray to they talk to angels in their prayers, and they bear witness that Muhammad is Rasulullah. They bear witness, right? What did Allah tell us about those that bear witness? Let's read that. And I'm gonna break this down. Listen to this. Listen, I'm gonna break it down. Listen to this. Hold on. Let's go to the chapter. Let's go to the chapter called the hypocrites. Where is it? Let me go to the chapter called the hypocrites. Give me a second. Where are that? Hypocrites. Where we at? Where we at? Give me 1 second, y'all. We're gonna talk about this bearing witness thing. There we go. 63, the hypocrites. All right. Noah, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Could you read that? I'm gonna break this bearing witness down. Go ahead.
In the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, when the hypocrites come to you, they say, we bear witness that you are God's messenger. God knows that you are his messenger, and God bears witness that the hypocrites are liars.
Pause it. Number 1, how can I bear witness of a thing when I was not there? I don't know Muhammad. I can't bear witness of nothing because I was not there. I never met Muhammad. I'm bearing witness on something I believe that Muhammad is a messenger. So the hypocrites, they come to you and they say, I bear witness that Muhammad is a messenger. Allah said, I bear witness that you are a liar. How you know he's a messenger? You were there? The Quran tells us to be what? Believers. Now, the disciples, they saw the miracles. They were witnesses. But us right now, we're not witnesses because we don't know Muhammad. We never met Gabriel. We don't know none of that. We believe. We're believers. We believe it. Believing something is when you believe something and you have not saw it. You have not met the person. So in their prayers, they bear witness that Muhammad is a messenger. Now, going is very hard. I mean, if you wasn't there at an event when somebody got shot or something, and you was not there, they're going to put you on the witness stand as a witness. Isa said, I was a witness over them when I was with them. But when I left, I don't know what they did. He was a witness when he was there. Muhammad's immediate followers can witness it. The disciples can witness it. All the messengers are witnesses because they saw the angels. They're a witness. And Moses is a witness because he saw the Creator. He's a witness of the event. We are believers. Oh, you who believe. You ain't seen nothing. You never met Muhammad. You never met Gabriel. You never met Moses. You never met anybody. You believe it. And that's what we are. We're believers. We are believers. Could you read that again? And then I'll let it go.
In the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, when the hypocrites come to you, they say, "We bear witness that you are God's messenger." God knows that you are his messenger, and God bears witness that the hypocrites are liars.
Keep going.
They treat their oaths as a cover, and so they repel others from God's path. Evil is what they do.
Pause it. You ever seen somebody say they swear to try to make what they say true? Man, I swear to God, man, I swear to God is right. I swear to God. They
Right,
cover, they cover. They try to make it true. They try to make their lies true by swearing.
right.
If a person say they swear to God, then it must be true now.
Mm.
So they make the lie stronger by swearing on it. Keep going.
Mm. Um,
That is
this is
because.
because that is because they believed and then disbelieved, so their hearts were sealed and they cannot understand.
So at one point they were believers, and then something happened and they disbelieved, and the Most High sealed their hearts, and now they're stuck in limbo. They're stuck. Their heart is sealed because they believed at first, then they went into disbelief. Keep going. Let's
When
look at
you
them. This is how they go ahead. This is how they look now. Keep going.
when you see them, their appearance impresses you,
Pause
and
it. They got the go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
when they speak, you listen to what they say.
Pause it. When you see them, they look so sophisticated. They got the beard and they speak wonderful Arabic. Moses stuttered. Moses stuttered. He was a real dude. But they got their suits on and they speak perfect Arabic with they got the beard, they got everything. The red, everything. They look beautiful. But they worthless. Keep going. They are what?
They are like propped up timber. They think every shout is aimed at them.
Yeah, I heard they put a fatwa. If you said Prophet Muhammad was black, they put a fatwa to kill you. That's a weak person. That's a weak people. You gotta kill somebody? If they think differently than you gotta kill them? That's a fragile, emotional person. They think every child, keep going.
They think every shout is aimed at them. They are the enemy, so beware of them.
Keep
God
going.
condemns them. How deluded they are. And when it is said to them, "Come," the messenger of God will ask forgiveness for you. They bend
Right.
their heads, and you see them turning away arrogantly.
That's what they used to do. Tell them to come to the Quran, the actual teachings, that's what Allah was revealed. They got a problem with it.
It is the same for them whether you ask forgiveness for them or do not ask forgiveness for them. God will not forgive them. God does not guide the sinful people.
All right, that's all. I just wanted to touch on that. That be careful with that bearing witness. We are believers. We come with truth. We believe in Muhammad. We come with truth. I never met Muhammad. I'm not a witness of anything because I never met him. I'm a believer. I believe in Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I believe in Abraham. I believe in all the messengers. I believe in the angels. And I have faith that is truth, that is true, based off the signs. I have faith in it. But I'm not a witness because I wasn't there. That's all. Where we at?
Yeah.
Where we at? So your shahada should be What's the real shahada? The real shahada is I hear and I obey. Didn't the Quran say that? No. We
Yes,
hear and we obey. That's the real
we hear
shahada.
and we obey.
It said when the believers hear it, it said that the first thing they say is we hear and we obey. That is the shahada of the believers. We hear and we obey.
Yes, yes.
We hear what the Creator says and we obey. That's the
Mr.
real. Go ahead.
Mr. Rashid says, "What about dua? Is there a Quranic way to initiate them?
What is it? What did it say?
What about dua? Is there a Quranic way to initiate them?"
Oh, dua, the quick prayer. I mean, if a dog is chasing after you, you're gonna you're gonna make dua. Oh no, dua. Yeah, dua. It's just a quick prayer. No, it's no, it's not a way. If a dog's chasing you, you're gonna make dua. Somebody got a gun up to your head, you're gonna make dua.
So the answer to that, there's not some formal thing that you need to make some type of verse or some type of phrase or something like that. You just pray. You just ask the Most High for whatever you need to ask the Most High for in that particular moment.
Hold on. Because black color is seen for or from hell. Even black dogs, can you imagine? Let me see. Okay, she playing. Okay. Okay, so the call of the believers is to hear and obey. I might need to find that verse. Hold on. So the Most High, you are considered a believer through your obedience. You can make shahada all day. You can make. Listen. There was a situation where this one girl was playing around with the Sunnis, and she said, "I want to be." It was a white lady. "I want to be a Muslim. I want to be a Muslim." And everybody just gathered around her. They was they about to kiss her feet because she was white. Okay. And she said a shahada, and then she went back and laughed at them. She was playing with them. She was playing with them. You are a believer when you obey. Most High looks at your obedience. It says the only statement. Oh my God, the only statement. Wow. Well, let me look this up somewhere else so it'll be bigger. 2451. 2451. Hold on. 2451. The only statement of the true believers when they are called to Allah and His Messenger to judge between them is that they say, "We hear and we obey." And those are the successful ones. We hear and we obey. The real believers, the ones that was created to be believers, there's no dispute at all. They hear and they obey. They're robotic. They hear and they obey. They recognize it just like they recognize their sons and daughters. They were born for it. All right. Get rid of that. Your ghusl is just take a bath. Yeah, y'all don't make it harder than it really is. Just take a bath. Take a shower, bath. All right, Prophecy One. You got it. You got some questions? I think you had some. Or anybody. Now, if you want to do 5 prayers, just make sure you get those 3 in that you're supposed to get in.
Exactly.
You want to do 20,000 prayers, just make sure you do what the Most High tell you to do. You hear and you obey.
This is just a sidebar. Do you have that verse that shows where David was making 3 prayers?
I could surely find it. If you give me 1 second, you hold it down for 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, peace, Maroon.
The reason I asked about ghusls is because I know some black women's hair fell out from so many ghusls. Their hair fell out from the ghusls? Oh, you mean like if they had permed, or like if their hair was permed, was it processed maybe with the wetting of the hair? I do know that when I, became Muslim, well, actually before I became, my hair has been natural since I've been like a teenager, but I do know, like, if you got like a perm or you got a blowout, wetting and blow drying, wetting and blow drying, wetting and blow drying might not be a good thing for our hair. But I know, like, for folks with just like the natural hair, wet moisture is actually good for our hair. Wet it and put some and seal it in with the moisture.
Yeah, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but yeah, you need to go natural.
Oh, washing it. Now what? Now remember now, with the ghusl, that's water. That's not necessarily applying shampoo.
Right.
That's just water. So I wouldn't necessarily be washing it with shampoo. Because with the ghusl, you're just using the water and wetting your hair, wetting your head. And actually, if we're just using that ghusl, that water, our hair actually likes water. But but shampoo all the time, no, that's not good. Yeah, I can see that breaking your hair, making that fall out.
Yeah, no, she ain't got to shampoo it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what did you want me to find? David.
Oh, the verse where that shows David making the 3 prayers.
Okay, I got it. Give me a second.
Okay. Does that make sense? But I totally understand where you're coming from, Khadijah. That's like a topic of discussion amongst the sisters, all over. But the consensus has been, from all the sisters is, as long as you're using just the water, that, you're not going to, you shouldn't have any issues. I know me personally, I don't, but, I don't use shampoo.
But if she has any blood in her hair or anything like that,
no, it's not.
It needs to be washed.
Oh,
if she got any blood or anything like that. I'm just saying, if she got any blood or something, she need to get that out by any means.
I agree, but we're talking about like when we're in a state of impurity, like after we've had intercourse or we've had a menstrual cycle, things like that. We need to make a full ghusl. We need to put the water. We need to water our whole body, so the water is going to touch our head as well.
I'm saying if she has blood in her hair.
Oh yes, okay, yes.
It needs to be washed.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. All right, let me share.
Yes, head to toe, Gussel.
Hold on. Book form to reveal to orally. Can you see it?
Yes, I see it. Oh,
I
you got
put it in
the
that form for a reason. I put it in that form for a reason.
lexicon. Okay, all right. It says evening and morning and at noon. I will complain and murmur, and he will hear my voice. Oh, I want to repeat that again. Evening and morning and noon. I will complain and murmur, and he will hear my voice.
Now look at noon. Look over there. It says midday.
Mm.
See, midday. That's why I put it in this form so we could actually see it. Let's look at morning.
Mm.
Let's look at morning. Look at that. What that say? Is it
Morning,
morning, or
dawn.
dawn? You see that? But it's
Mm-hmm.
translated as morning, but it's dawn. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
dawn. And let's say evening.
Yes.
But what does evening say?
Evening. Where are we?
Twilight. See twilight?
It says here evening, night, sunset, twilight. Mm-hmm.
That's dusk.
Yes.
That's in the Quran said it's dusk.
So the scriptures, and this verse is out of that Psalms. So that
Yep.
the Sabor and the Psalms, or the Sabor and Quran, are in unison with each other.
Let's look at the night prayer. See if I can find some. It should be in Psalms. Night prayer. Let me see. Let me see. Find Psalms. Where you at, Psalms? Give me a second. I'll find it in a different way.
Let's see. Okay, Mr. Kwame says no disrespect, but there's a phenomenal video by Dr. Rashad Khalifa, Principles of Contact Prayers. It explains for cop. Thank you for that, Brother Kwame.
Let me see that first.
Mr. Rashid, do you think the Quran came to the Prophet in book form, or do you think it was revealed to him orally?
Night prayer, Psalms.
The Quran, I think the Quran, there's an ayat where the Quran tells us how it came.
Yep, it says how it came in the Quran.
I have to find that verse, but it tells us how it came. So we don't even have to guess about it. Okay.
You see it? Hold on.
I'll have to find the verse. I think I have it in my.
No, we're doing one thing at a time. 42:8. 42:8.
Okay. No, I don't see your screen.
Oh, okay, hold on.
But yes, prophecy 1, he was considered the unlettered prophet. That's what the scriptures called him. The unlettered prophet. The books of the prophet that are found in the so-called Old Testament.
Okay, I got one right here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Shoot. Come on, computer. All right, share my screen. All right, you see it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So this is Psalms 42:8. It says, "The Lord will command his loving kindness in the daytime, and his song will be with me in the night, a prayer to the God of my life."
That's the night. Let me
Mm-hmm.
find it. It's another one too. 22:2. Let me go to 22:2. I read down.
Okay, 22, Psalm 22:2.
Yep.
Oh my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer.
I'm
You
sorry, I
screwed
messed
me.
it up. Hold on. I'm
Hold
sorry. I'm
on.
sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. So Psalms 22:2. Oh my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer, and by night, but I have no rest.
Night prayer. That's when the Most High was whooping him.
Right.
So he had to go to that night prayer. The Most High was whooping him.
Yeah. Um, Prophecy 1. You can send me an email at the Norjihan411. Send me an email and give me you can share with me your private information and we can talk one-on-one. Because it seems like you have a lot of questions and I don't want your questions to get misinterpreted.
Yep, that's right. Maroon is right.
Prophecy
I
1, are
mean,
you
hold
are you male
on,
or
hold on,
female?
hold on, hold on. Prophecy one. Prophecy one. According to the Quran is the speech or the word of a honored messenger that's honored in the heavens, has great honor in the heavens. It's a speech of a messenger, an angel called Jibreel. That's what the Quran says. And the Gabriel came down and put the Quran on Muhammad's heart. All right, and went on his heart. So the Quran is the word of a angel, Gabriel.
Prophecy 1, are you male or female?
That is so true, Maroon. We went over that. You can only bear witness to a thing you met or heard or see. So a lot of people, they run with that witness, bearing witness, bearing witness.
If you're female, send me an email. If you're male, then we can you can speak to brother Mahmoud. I'd love to sit down and chat with you if you're
Yeah,
serious.
don't prophecy one. Don't don't take her or him. Don't take him serious. It's all right.
Yeah, that's true. Let's leave it alone.
They just want to keep us from the remembrance of the Creator. Ain't nothing but a shaitan. I'm just trying to see what everybody wrote. Cause the shaitan is on the path. Remember that. Even in heaven, when the sons of the Elohim, not the Most High, when the sons of the Elohim got together, Shaitan was right there. He was right there with them. He's on the path. Let's see, there is no God but Allah. Humbly perform. All right. Any more questions?
No, everything.
I
Real.
mean, all right. Now, the Muhammad being the messenger of Allah, a messenger is not equal to Allah, so that's not a problem. The problem is when you make the creator equal, or you take his messenger as like a deity.
Exactly.
So there's no problem with, saying that he's a messenger. Not a problem at all.
And again, this is not a debate. We're talking about prayer for the believers.
Yep.
All right. Looks like there are no more questions. Sound like
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum, Arun.
we can't hear you.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello?
Oh, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. I won't be too long real quick. I had to go. Hold on. Okay. May Allah Hayya bless all of you. Alhamdulillah.
I mean,
I just wanted to real quick. I gotta go back when I get some time and go back and start from the beginning and look at the whole topic because I didn't get a chance to catch it. But I noticed a few things in there. I saw a couple things I just want to address real quick. So the word shahada that Prophecy One is referring to, before I say something about that, I want to talk about somebody was asking earlier, I think I saw some in the comments where it said something about rakats. And there is no word for rakat in the Quran. That's completely a hadith terminology.
Whoa, hold on. That's amazing. Y'all hear that? There's no. Let me get that straight again. There is no word in the Quran for rakat.
That's correct.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. There's none at all.
That's amazing.
There's no word at all for rakat. There's a word called ruku. Ruku and rakat is completely different. Ruku is just a bow. Where you go into the act of bowing down, right? So you can go from bowing down, you go into the kneeling position, or you can just be bowed straight forward. But the word rakat that the hadith books use, as far as how many units, like two rakats. The first two rakats are silent. For example, in Dur, they call it Dur prayer. The two rakats are silent. No, Dur prayer, all four rakats are silent. Right? Asr prayer, 4 rakats are silent.
Wow.
Right? Maghrib prayer, 2 rakats are silent. 1 rakat is said out loud. Isha prayer, 2 rakats are silent and 2 rakats are said out loud. So the thing is that we got a connection with the Most High. We don't need no rakats.
That's right.
You see, the level, the spirituality is determined upon your qalb, your heart. So your connection with Allah throughout the day, the determination of your connection with Allah will determine how many, if you want to go into units, how many units or rakats you'll do. When I say rakats, I mean that how many times you'll actually do it, if you even do it in pairs. Because rakats is in pairs, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like that, right? But see, the last time I had a problem with this comments. I can't see the comments when I'm talking. So that's just something I want to address. Throughout the whole Quran, there's no such thing as is rakats, and as far as I'm aware, in the previous scripture there is no rakats. Okay,
Right.
so for example, you don't see the prophet Dawood, doing any rakats. You don't see Isa doing any rakats. You don't see Mushi doing rakats. You don't see Abraham doing rakats. So rakats is not even part of the deen. There is no set rakats. That's something that even Judaism invented.
Mm.
So they have something like that, certain units that they do, but there's something that they invented when the rabbis came together and they composed them and brung that together, the formulation of how they pray. See, the second thing I want to point out is the shahada. Shahada, see, the shahada is something that you yourself can bear witness. And I think the brother I came in when the brother Mad was how do you say your name, brother Mad? I keep saying it wrong. I've been saying it wrong for a while.
Malmod.
Malmad. Okay. So I think you touched on that when I came in. I clicked in for the first time, then I had to go out again. But shahada is only something that you bear witness to. So for example, and Prophecy One had said some on there where he was saying, he or she was saying, he or she was trying to make the point of bearing witness. You will believe, obey Allah and obey the messenger, right? And he was linking that to, sort of like to a shahada type thing, right? Here's the thing. This is in the section that we term as Quranic history, because the Quran has preserved a certain type of history too. Okay, if you look at all the verses that people are using, obey Allah, obey the messenger, that's a historical aspect. That we're not in that time now. You see what I'm saying? The messenger is a flesh and blood human being. The messenger is not a kitab, it's not a book. Okay, so when you talking about hadith books, I have to have a different authority from you to obey somebody's book that somebody else wrote, because only the prophets are the one that bring the books.
That's right.
Prophet Muhammad brought the Quran. That is the book that he brought. That is the verses that was revealed to him that came out of his mouth. So when it says, like even in our context of today, you go to the messenger, right? Well, the messenger was back then and he left for us a book. You see? So when you obey Allah, okay, you have to understand what the argument was inside the Quran when it's talking about that. What was the pagan religion of the Arabs? They believe in deities along with Allah, right?
That's right.
They said we pray to these deities to get closer to Allah, right? And they said that that Allah never sends a messenger. He doesn't send messengers. The pagan religion don't believe that God sends messengers. He don't talk to humans. It's too far away. So that means you need intercessors who are deities who would take your prayers to the Creator. Okay, I actually see some comments. Okay, so this is why they called Muhammad a liar at that time. They was like, "Oh, you're nothing but a man like us." He don't basically, you know what I'm saying? If Allah so willed, he could have sent the angel to us. You see?
Right.
So the point of the Quran's argument was, no, Allah sends messages and he sends it to a human to talk to humans. So you have to obey Allah through the appointment of a messenger that he sends to you with the message. That is the whole point. A lot of people miss the arguments of the Quran, and they miss the arguments between the monotheistic believers versus the mushrikeen, those who associate partners with Allah. If you even in some of our African cultures, right? They call upon the ancestors. Let's tackle that. They call upon the ancestors.
Right.
For example, in our Bantu culture, right? Some of our Bantu culture. Now you have, and we'll get back to it covers a subject, so we're going to talk about it. You have the ancestor called Netu. Okay, Netu. One time they said that one of the words was in zombie. That was one of the words that is used in the Bantu culture for the Creator. Some Bantu, right? And Sambi. So they said that Sambi created everything, and then he went and he was annoyed With everything in creation, he went so high up in the heavens that he stopped having contact with people. So what Netu did, Netu was a person at a certain time. Netu did is he started the institution of praying to the ancestors. You pray to the ancestors because the ancestors can take your prayer to Nzambi or Nsambi, whichever way you want to pronounce it. You see? So the creator does not have direct contact with man because the creator is too far high. You see? It's the same thing that the pagan Arabs' religion was. Allah was so far high up, so far away and removed that he does not have any human beings he contacts. So therefore, you need other deities, lesser deities that you call upon. Some of the Arabs called upon their ancestors. Some of the Arabs called upon lesser deities. And they said, these get us closer to Allah. You see? So the point of the Quran was like, no, you don't call upon, you don't worship no ancestors, and you don't blindly follow your ancestors and whatever they say. You use your mind, your intellect, number one. And number two, you do have a direct connection to Allah. And you do, and this is where the word dua come out. You do dua. You directly contact Allah. But Allah does send revelations to humans, and they come in the form of being messengers.
Right.
Okay? So obedience to the messenger is what? The message that he's giving you that comes from who? Allah.
Yep.
That's right.
So that's not shirk.
Right.
See, shirk is when you or your own invention decide to associate on your own with Allah, that Allah himself did not put along with what he calls the deen. If he ain't made a deen, then you have no authority. You have no sultanan. You have no authority to associate that thing with Allah. If Allah, who is Al-Malik, he's the sovereign. If Allah determines that, hey, I have a messenger to give you a message, then that's part of the deen. That's not shirk. But if you on your own say, oh, well, this deity over here, I'm going to pray to this deity, or this person over here, I'm going to pray to this person, and they get me closer to Allah, now that's shirk.
Yeah, 32:4 says, Allah is he who created the heavens and the earth and what is between them in 6 periods. And he mounted the throne. You have not besides him any guardian or any intercessor. Will you not then mind?
Will you not understand? Yes. See, we have to understand the internal Quranic debate because the Quran is also a book of recitation, but it's also a reading. And we have to understand that there was a debate going on between monotheism and polytheism. Okay, one side didn't believe in that. They didn't believe that, Allah has communication with humans. The other side did. They said, no, he does. He reveals the revelation to whom he chooses, and he puts it into the heart. And, sometimes it comes through the manner of the spirit. And, this message is given on to the people. And then that message is written down. And that is the book that prophet leaves after he goes away. Which now rounding back off to what the brother Muhammad said is that we are left with the covenant of the book. We cannot bear witness to Muhammad as far as a physical person because we are not sitting here talking to the prophet. So we can't say, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness Muhammad is a messenger, is the messenger of Allah. Is he present tense, the messenger of Allah as far as a human being? No. Did he leave for us the book that the words came through his mouth? Yes. So when you believe in I believe in Surah 2 and Ayat 177 tell you that. Believe in Allah, believe in the messengers, believe in the books. So we are ordered to iman, we are ordered to believe in Allah and to believe that he sends messengers and to believe that those messengers leaves books afterwards. You see that? That's our form. If you want to round it off to that, that's our form of shahada. After the prophets leave, is the books that we go by and we believe in what it says. That's how our hearts do shahada. If you want to say it like that, in that format. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. There is no might and power. I said, bear witness that there is no God and there is no associate with him. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah quwwata illa billah. There is no might and power. There is no God but Allah, and there is no might and power except Allah. But a messenger, sometimes a book can be written down, and sometimes the messenger may speak it out. But all we know is this: that Allah had the final the Quran written down. That's all I basically want to say before I get out of here. Okay,
I'm just,
hold on.
I'm telling
Prophecy
you, the
one.
Quran
That's
is
not
filled with jewels.
That's not shahada, mate. Okay.
Brother Maroon.
Yes.
Real quick, we're not gonna worry about prophecy one right now, because I went to that chapter and verse chapter 2 verse 177. I'm telling you, the Quran it's a living. It says, "It is not righteousness that ye turn your faces to the east and the west. But righteous is he who believeth in Allah and the last day and the angels and the scriptures and the prophets." We were just talking about how we end, and she Bantu mentioned it as well, how we end the prayer, and the Quran tells us how to end the prayer, right? And talking about how we don't need to be doing that, how we do that left, how we're taught in Sunni Islam, we go to the left and to the right, greeting the angels.
If you talk to, go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
And I'm just like having this aha moment with this verse that you just gave.
Right. It's very deep.
Very
deep. It exposes so many things too.
Alhamdulillah.
You got your people want to know, you got your fundamentals of the deen right there. Right? Because the Quran was revealed in stages. So you understand, when in its completed stage, that right there is what we are left with. See? So it works like this. Allah sends the wahi. Then the malaika, the angels grab the wahi, or we'll just say the angel grabs the wahi. Then they come to a prophet or messenger, Rasul or Nabi, and then that messenger or prophet gives it to the people. So that's why it says believe in Allah, believe in the angels, believe in the books. So after that, the prophet, what that prophet is given to the people is the book, is the revelation that Allah has revealed, and that is written in the form of a book. So it's one source, it's not multiple sources. Meaning it's one source we're actually going by. We're going by what Allah says. The angels are just repeating. The prophets are just repeating. The book, what's repeated is written down, and then we're going by it. So obey Allah, obey the messenger, that's not two sources. That's one source. Muhammad on his own can't do nothing. Who was Muhammad before the Quran came to him? Nobody. How did he get his authority? Through the Quran. It's that simple.
Now that's a good question. Prophecy 1 says, okay, which books do we believe in?
Again, it's right there in Surah 2, 177. If a person pays attention, we believe in Allah. Could you read that verse again?
Yes, let me pull it back up. 2, 177. It is not righteousness that ye turn your faces to the east and the west, but
okay,
righteous.
So hold on for a second. So looking towards Mecca or looking towards Jerusalem doesn't matter. All right, go ahead.
But righteous is he who believeth in Allah and the last day, and the angels, and the scripture and the
Mm-hmm.
prophets,
Mm-hmm.
and give wealth for love of him to
Mm.
kinsfolk and to orphans and the needy and the wayfarer and to
Mm.
those who ask, and
Mm-hmm.
to set slaves free,
Mm-hmm.
and observeth proper worship, and payeth the poor due,
Mm.
and those who keep their treaty when they make one, and the patient in tribulation and adversity and time of stress. Such are they who are sincere, such are the God fearing.
Allah Kabir. Alhamdulillah, the Rabbil Alameen. Exactly. Perfect. So we see in different parts of in the Quran too, where it refers to believe in the previous scriptures, right? So that's what we gotta understand. We believe in the prophets, we believe in the books, we believe in that. That's so he's saying which one do we go by? We accept all the prophets. This is the problem. So for example, they call them the Christians of John the Baptist, but they're not really. There's this group, but they call themselves the Sabians, but they're not the original Sabians, but they're the forget the name exactly, called Nesorians or something like that. But they only follow John the Baptist, and they only accept uh Yahya. They don't accept Jesus. They don't accept Abraham. Matter of fact, they say Abraham is an enemy. Abraham's an enemy. Uh, let's see. Jesus is an enemy. Abraham's an enemy. Only John the Baptist is okay. Um, Noah, they accept Noah, Abraham, and I believe maybe Enoch, maybe. But past beyond Abraham, they don't accept none of that. My point is, my point is that they distinguish between the prophets. They say we'll accept this prophet, but not that prophet. Meaning we'll accept this book and not that book too. So they stop at a certain thing. The same thing the Jews did. They claim that they stopped at Moses. The Christians, they stop at Jesus. You see what I'm saying? So each one is taking specific prophets, and they only go by certain books. And the answer to that is we go by all of the books. We go by all the revelations. We believe in all the revelations. The Quran, in my view, my study, because it calls itself a muhaymin, which is a watcher over the previous scriptures. So the Quran, it watches over. It tells you what the truth of is what has been revealed in the previous scriptures. You see what I'm saying? Or people's misinterpretations. Maybe people got misinterpretations. You can go inside the Quran and find out on a specific subject. It may be talking about what the finality is about a certain subject that was disputed about in the previous scriptures. So it's a guardian over the previous scriptures. But the fact is that we have to believe in the previous scriptures too. And then prophecy 1, uh, you know, I think you sort of came to the wrong room, because it's really not a debate room. It's a study room. It's a study room. Maybe one day the Islamic House of Israel, Ahmad and the sister might be able to set up a room specifically that's designed for debatable topics. Then I would be more than happy to go over there. But this is really for the Islamic House. There's people that are Israelites, that are Muslim, what I'm saying, that just want to learn from the deen. We're not in here for really debate.
Now we're just doing a deep dive into the scripture so
Yeah,
we can learn and study and show our self approval.
right. Because I remember a while ago I came into at first when I came into the room, I was on a little bit debate mode. You know what I'm saying? And disagreement, but it took me time to sit back and say, you know what? When I go to the Islamic House of Israel, that's just a place where we study, we come together and stuff. I know I be on my debate sometimes, thing when I be dealing with hadiths. So sometimes you get stuck in that mode. So over here is not. That's not what that's about. It's just we just learning here. And that's good. That's good. You need that. You need that. But he says about slavery. Well, let's talk about that. Did you not? Surah 2:177 just said you free slaves. Let's
Right.
see. If you
It
go
didn't
to
say keep slaves.
Surah Balad, I
Blood.
believe that's Surah 93. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
believe
I'll
that's
go
Surah 93. I'm
Surah
not.
93.
See real quick.
I mean, so if we, while I'm going in 93,
Let me see
there's
that.
slavery going on right now. It
Right,
as we speak. Human trafficking goes on right now as we speak.
right.
Okay. So as believers, if we know that that's going on and we're seeing that that's going on, the ayat tells us what we can do. So that verse is not saying, yeah, go ahead and grab slaves and get slaves. It's telling us what we should
Free
do
slaves.
to free a slave.
Free slaves. Right. Free slaves. It's not saying enslave people.
So
So you
that's
used to
90. I'm sorry, go ahead, brother.
no.
I'm on 93. What verse? I can't hear you. Can you hear him, brother Mamad?
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear brother Maroon. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, she was talking about slavery.
Yeah, the Quran supports slavery or something like that. Or there's a
Oh,
question or something like that.
What kind of slavery is she talking about?
I don't know.
I'm on 93. I know you said go to chapter 93.
Yes, I believe. I think it is. I'm sure.
Oh, you're still
Yeah,
looking? Okay, take your time.
yeah, yeah. I could have sworn it was Surah Balad. Yeah, it is Surah Balad. It is Surah Balad. Okay, so Surah Balad from ayat 10 to um 16.
Okay.
I think it's 10 to 16.
Blood.
Actually, just go to 20.
Okay, blood 20. Give me
Know what
one
I'm
second.
saying? Began at this is the answer to the slavery thing.
Okay.
So ayat 10 all the way to 20.
Give me one second. I'm looking for a Surah blood. Okay, here I am. And you said I at 20?
Ayat 10 to ayat 20.
I at 10 to 20. Okay. All right. It says, and guide him to the parting of the mountain ways, but
Mm-hmm.
he hath not attempted the ascent.
The ascent.
All what will convey unto thee what the ascent is. It is to free a slave
Aha.
and to feed in the day of hunger,
Uh-huh.
an orphan near of kin,
Uh-huh.
or some poor wretch in misery, and to be of those who believe and exhort one another to perseverance and exhort one another to pity. Their place will be on the right hand.
That place will be on the right hand. Okay, go ahead. So that's the companions of the right hand. He just told you what you got to do to be a companion of the right hand. Okay, continue, sister.
But those who disbelieve our revelations, their
Uh-oh. Go
their
ahead.
place will be on the left hand.
On the left hand. So if you don't free the slave, you go where?
On the left hand.
On the left hand. Okay, continue, sister.
Fire will be an awning over them.
All over them. They go into the hellfire. You have to free slaves. There's no choice. That is the path of ascent. That is a steep hill. A believer, see, we gotta remember in the Quran, it gives categories of believers. The foremost are those who do the most greatest of deeds. But we gotta remember what is the least position that a person can give that will save them on the day of judgment. And that's just simply be a person on the right hand. So if you not trying to free slaves. You're not going on even the least. You're not even going on the right hand. You're going on the left hand because you're considered a kafir. You rejected the revelations of Allah. You have to free slaves. When the Prophet Muhammad came, there was already slavery taking place.
That's right.
So actually, the Quran came to liberate slaves. That was one of the things, a program that worked out to slowly liberate slaves. So if a person saying that Islam itself is about making people into slaves, they have no true comprehension of what Islam is, because the Quran itself said it is about freeing the slave. This is what a believer does. This is one of the things a believer does, along with feeding the poor. You see the categories put in. Okay. So if you don't do these things, if you're not trying to even do these things, if you don't want to do these things, you're not going to be one of the people on the right hand. You're going to be one of the people on the left hand considered as rejecting the ayats of Allah.
That's right. And then one may say, well, one may say, well, what slaves have you freed? Well, guess what? Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I live in America. I mean, I have not run into a slave myself. I mean, I live a pretty, I wouldn't say sheltered life, but, I'm not out there like that to run into modern day humans that are being trafficked. But I do, on a daily basis or weekly basis, run into the other categories of people, as is most Muslims or Muslimas or whomever. We run into people who are poor. We run into people who are hungry. We run into people who are in misery, and who may need a word from us, or kind word from us, or dawah from us, or food, or may need food, or what have you. So, I mean, Islam is a thinking religion, and it's also common sense. So, okay, you don't run into a slave every day, okay, but you run into someone hungry, or you run into someone who's in misery, okay. So it's about, what can you do? What applies to you? Are you going to be out there putting on a Superman cape and running around and trying to find slaves to free? No one is saying that. But what we're saying is, this is what the ayat is telling us if you want to be on the right hand. Okay, Brother Mahmoud, I see you put that post up. Did you want to comment on that?
Oh, yeah, I was just putting them up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think
I
you
mean,
addressed
the slavery issue. The slavery issue is kind of complex. It's probably gonna take a broadcast to cover, because when she say, or he say, slavery, she know that everybody is going to think about cattle slavery. That's the first thing people gonna think about. Somebody getting beat, whipped. But there's different kinds of slavery. If I go right now to the streets and I gather all the homeless people and bring them to my house, all right, are they gonna work for their food, or they're just gonna sit there and watch TV all day?
They're going to work for their food.
Yeah, if I got a garden, am I gonna be working in the garden and they just sitting up there eating all the food and watching TV all day, using my electricity and doing nothing? No, they're gonna be doing what, Noah?
Working.
They're gonna work for their food, and they'll be my servants. They'll be my considered quote unquote slaves, or whatever you want to call it. And the righteous thing is to try to put them back in society, get them a job, get them, like, even if it's a females, marry them off to somebody so they can have stable life. Even a male, marry the male off, try to find him a job or something, so he don't have to live in my house anymore and be my slave and be my servant. So there's people if you live in the United States, you might not understand that, but overseas, there are people that will knock on your door and will be your slave because they're so poor. If there's a famine in the land and you got $1 million and it didn't hit you, all of those people are gonna be knocking on your door. They're gonna be begging to be your slave. In the Torah, it said if your slave don't want to be free, then they could be your servant forever. So it's not like cattle. It's not like cattle slavery. The way that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to play off of prophecy one, trying to play off people's emotions, but it's different
Right.
kind of slavery. And homelessness, slavery prevents homelessness. If you're in a poor country and you had a famine, yes, you might have to have 5 people living with you, and they're gonna work for their food. They're gonna
Right.
work for their food. Then I'm not gonna be working. And even some of you all, you might have a cousin or you might have,
You went mute.
you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
You
now.
might have a family member come over your house and them jokers might just sit up there and won't get a job. And no, you gonna wash the clothes. I'm gonna put you to work. Therefore,
Right.
that would make them your servant. And that actually, without welfare, if welfare didn't exist, then there would have to be some type of servitude system for people to survive. But it's righteousness to try to set them people up so they can be independent. That's independence is called freeing the slave.
Right. Now,
Independence.
right. Now the thing that happened to the children of Israel, that's something totally different.
Hell, that's called hell.
And the folks and the folks who did that to the children of Israel, they will be held accountable for that. The scriptures speak of that. But that's not what we're talking about when we're talking about slavery. That's not what he I think he explained that very well.
Right.
And
So
I'm sure if
why
you
not?
pull
I
up,
want to say that.
okay, go ahead.
And also, if you are a servant and the person that's over you is a psychopath, then that's a bad situation. No matter if you're a servant or a slave or whatever, it depends on the person you under. Some people, even during white man slavery time, some of the slaves they did a couple became accustomed to it and they were cool with it. Not the ones that had like a small percentage now. I'm not cooning now. A small percentage might have been content, you know. Maybe the guy was good, but a lot of them had ruthless, bad masters. Okay, what did he say? I'm talking about slavery, not being a servant. Okay, well, servitude, slavery is kind of the same. Slavery is a type of servitude.
And like I was saying, you're saying servant is completely different, big guy. So like I'm saying, if you need to have, we can have a private conversation because now you're saying things that's disrespectful and no one has disrespected you at all. And that's the beauty of Muslims. So I hope that you, if for nothing else, you pick that up from us. We don't believe, in being disrespectful to folks. So same thing needs to apply. So to
Now,
you.
if somebody breaks the law, prophecy one, do you believe we should set all the prisoners free right now? All the prisoners in each country, set them free right now. That's what you believe. Because if you are a prisoner by the Constitution, you are in bondage. You're in slavery. If
That's
you
right.
are a prisoner, so if you break the law, if you
Right.
attack my tribe, that is breaking the law, trying to kill me. That is breaking the law. You could become a prisoner of war. So you
Right.
don't believe we should let go all these prisoners out of the prison. So you do believe in slavery, because prison is slavery.
Yeah, it's called involuntary servitude. It's the only in the Constitution. It's the only place where slavery is legal. And then you said that how are you being disrespectful? I'm going to tell you how you're being disrespectful.
Hold on, no,
You
no, no,
call
hold on, hold on. Don't go there yet. Being a prisoner is slavery. Go ahead, Noah. Don't let her get you off your square now. Go ahead.
okay, I'm not off the square, but I'm gonna call it like I see it in the most respectful way. that we give the salams. Salams means peace. Okay, so peace be unto you, prophecy one. And so one thing that we're going to do is we're going to respect one of the norms of of this room and of this group is that we respect one another. If we see the names or the name that you're using in the YouTube platform, we're going to call you by that name. And his name is not Big Guy, and his name is not My Man. His
That's
name
true.
in the chat is Malmod.
That's
Okay,
true.
you know that he's a male, so you could say Mr. Malmod, you could say Brother Malmod, but Big Guy and My Man is not is being disrespectful, and no one has disrespected you. So we can talk. Like I said, I gave you my personal email. You're more than welcome to be here and talk and ask questions and so on and so forth. But all of that disrespect, we're not doing it.
Give me a second. All right. So okay. All right.
And I
We're
say
gonna
that
we're
to you
gonna
because I believe you're a woman.
hold on. We're gonna use your definition. Okay. We're gonna use your definition of slave. Okay. If that's the definition of slave, we will use your definition. Then no, that's not condoned in the Quran. If that's the definition, that's not condoned. The Quran speaks against your definition of slave. Thank you, Khadijah. All right, Noah, do you have anything else to say? Because we might shut it down unless we get some more questions.
No, I'm good. No, thank you so much for this session. I learned some things, so thank you so much for that.
Hold on, let me see. Okay. Oh, that wasn't to me. Okay, that was okay. So if a person's logic, if a person just works, you by force don't have sex with a person, that person is not a slave. Yeah, I mean it's different types of slaves. It's a sex slave. It's a what they call it? Minimum wage slave. What it was or something slave about minimum wage or something like that. A wage slave. It's different types of slaves. Okay, you saying okay. You're not saying anything against the Quran. Let me see.
Okay, that verse 4, chapter 4, verse 24. Actually, Brother Mahmad is going to do a whole session on that, just to clear,
Yeah.
just so that there's some understanding with that. Chapter 4, verse 24. She's talking about that Nisa, the book of the woman, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
That we kind of started talking about last week.
Yeah, that's easy. That's not a
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, we might do that next. We might we'll think about that.
Okay.
Yeah, 424 easy. I would like to do one, man. I would like to do one like on marriage and like the woman. The woman. That's a complex situation. The woman, not the chapter, the woman, but actual women. Like that's. Whew.
That'll
I
be
mean,
good.
there's sacrifices that women's supposed to do when they when you have a baby. It's like all kind of stuff.
I think that'll be good. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. And we're going to state. Hold on.
We're gonna help you out, Prophecy One. We know you can't. You came from Kashmir. We're gonna help you out.
Also, something happened to her. For instance, marriage,
Look,
sex, murder.
yeah,
Good
they.
idea. Yeah, it
You know
messed
how
up.
they do.
She has no rights. Okay. We have
Yeah,
a
we
lot
we
of
gonna we
rights.
gonna we gonna we gonna we gonna help you out with that.
She can't divorce. She has to have sex with another man before coming back to her ex. Crazy stuff. Well, this is the Islamic House of Israel. I mean, they got to read the Quran. You know, they got to. We trying to tell you they need to get out of those hadiths. You might need to take this message to them.
I mean, prophecy one. You never know. There's a reason for everything in life. So stay in, stay tuned, keep asking questions, and inshallah, you can take this back to Kashmir. Because we don't want anybody who don't know their rights. As Muslims, as believers, as human beings. Quran was sent to humanity as a mercy to humanity.
Well, I think one about the marriage will help you out. Prophecy one. I need to do one on marriage and all of this stuff, so you will know your rights. In the Quran, it says that it actually gives women the right to earn, to earn if she want to earn.
That's right. So inshallah, let we talk about that next time, so that there'll be some understanding with that, based on just studying and digging into the scriptures.
Yeah, but what I want you to do, prophecy one, okay? She can earn. Yeah, that's true. She can earn. Okay, good. We're getting somewhere. What I want you to do, prophecy one, I want you to give. I don't want you to blame us for other people's sins. I want you to, give us. We're not them. We're not the person that hurt you. I don't think that's right. What if we did that to you? You know. So earning isn't a big deal. If you could not earn, then it would be a big deal. Yes, you're blaming the Islamic House of Israel, causing trouble, blaming us for what's going on in Kashmir. Oh, I got a verse for Muta. I got a verse. I already looked that up. We might have to tackle that because I got something for that Muta.
Yeah, yeah.
Not today, but we got to tackle that because I got a verse.
I think
It literally
yeah,
says it
not
in the
today,
Quran.
but inshallah, yeah, inshallah. Maybe make that be the next topic, so we clear this up. Move on to the next thing.
Yeah, let me write that Muta because I got a verse for that Muta. It literally says it in the Quran, temporary, and it says that you can't do that. But I don't want to get into that. Alrighty, you done, Nora?
Yes. Yeah, Khadija say, yeah, let's discuss, inshallah. Yeah, Khadija, Sister Khadija, I think that'll be a great topic, inshallah, for maybe next week,
So
possibly.
what should it be called? Marriage? Y'all want to talk about marriage or what?
A marriage would be good.
Is that all right, Khadijah? Marriage? Anything else on that topic?
Yeah, we do a series because, like you say, there's the topic on women is huge, but marriage, I think marriage is a good start because that addresses the brothers and the sisters. And even the topic on women is good for the brothers as well, because every brother has a sister or a wife or mother.
Yeah. Yeah, they over there struggling with that moods and all this stuff. Oh man, Kashmir, it's a mess. All right, last call for questions or comments, and then we're going to shut it down.
Sound like
Walaikum salam. Thank you, Maroon. Good job.
All right, sound like I'm what I'm to level, but I call two to the room.
All right. All right. Go ahead, Prophecy One. One more thing. Quickly. Related to prayers. Go ahead. That's good that it's on topic. Nor she just posted a ayat saying it's not righteousness to turn your face to the east or the west, but it's righteousness to feed the poor, free the slave. So we are righteous people. So it doesn't matter which direction you face. And I could do a
To
broadcast on that.
every direction belongs to me.
Right.
To every direction belongs Allah. That there's ayat. Where is that ayat? To every direction, we call upon Him.
I hear you, Maroon. We're gonna get into that.
You want to find that? Find that verse real quick about to every direction belongs Allah.
You had it, right? Didn't you have it?
That one that was the one Brother Maroon put
Okay.
up about it's not righteous to go to the right, but there's an ayat that says to every direction belongs Allah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find it. I think it's 2:1:15. You want me to put it up or you got it?
2:1:15. Okay.
No, we're not waiting for you, Prophecy One.
2:1:15.
You can share it
Okay,
next
give me
time.
one.
We're not waiting. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to 2:1:15. Give me a second. Unto Allah belong the east and the west, and whithersoever you turn, there is Allah's countenance. Lo, Allah is all embracing, all knowing.
Yes.
That's
1:15.
2:1:15. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, we'll get into that right hand possess too next time. Okay, I think we answered the question. I know where she's gonna go, but she don't. I know exactly where she's gonna go, but she don't understand. They teach that the prayer direction was they were praying towards Jerusalem. I want to say this. You hear me, no? They teach that they were
Yes.
praying towards Jerusalem, and it was changed to the black stone over there in Mecca. But if you actually read the ayat that she's gonna probably bring back, he was actually looking up. He said he was looking up to the sky. He wasn't looking towards Jerusalem. He was praying towards the sky. But that's a whole nother session. I might add that with the marriage.
Yeah. And to Allah belongs to east and the west. So wherever you turn, there is the face of Allah. Indeed, Allah is all encompassing and knowing.
All right, sounds good. Okay, Khadijah, did you see? Let me put this up there. Khadijah, you got that
Okay,
note?
thank you, Khadijah. Yes.
Believers need to connect. Y'all connect, 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 connect. Believers need to connect. All righty. Any more questions? Last call. Any more comments?
Yeah, Prophet One, just have it for the next time when we talk about the when we dig into the thing with the marriage and stuff.
Yeah, I already know what verse you're gonna go to, and I'll you just post it next time, and I'll
Yeah,
be ready. Not a problem. All right.
appreciate that information.
Salam alaikum. We're out. See y'all
Alaikum
later.
salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All right. Check us out on Facebook. We're working on that website. We'll get that website up soon. But go to Facebook, type in Islamic House of Israel. Check us out there. We're growing every day, coming out with the truth. And thank you all for coming, joining us on this Sabbath day. This wonderful Sabbath day. All right. Salam alaikum. Oh, Prophecy 1. I told you we weren't going to wait. I already know what verse you're going to go to. You're going to go to the verse where it says, change your prayer direction. But this is what I want you to do. This is your homework. Read that verse. I know. Read that verse and read the part where Prophet Muhammad was praying to the sky. He was praying up. They were not praying to Jerusalem. There was no change from Jerusalem to Mecca. He was praying up. What's the verse, Prophecy 1? Just tell me the verse. The one about he was praying to the, look at it, read it. He was praying to the sky. Okay. Prophecy 1, you have 10. That's the one, right? 2144. All right, Prophecy 1. We're going to do this just for you. Yeah, I got you. All right, Prophecy 1. Like I said, we have certainly seen the turning of your face towards, is it towards Jerusalem? So originally, did it say his face was toward Jerusalem or his face was towards the heaven? So you know how people, Christians, they pray looking up at the sky to heaven? That was the prayer direction, not to Jerusalem. And we will surely turn to you a Qibla with which you will be pleased. So turn your face toward El Masjid El Haram. So now you see, he was not turned towards Jerusalem. He was looking up at the sky. Now I can make an argument that he was looking up at the sky and they told him to turn towards Jerusalem. I can make that argument. That he was praying, looking up at the sky, and he turned towards Jerusalem. Just as much as I could say he was looking up at the sky and he was turned to Mecca. All right. So again, remember, before the prayer direction changed, He was not praying to anything. He was looking up at the sky. Just like most people. Alrighty. Hold on, amazing, love it. Okay, amazing, love it. Thank you, sir. Gotcha. Did I mention Jerusalem? No, you did not. Listen, what we're trying to say is you can pray towards there and still be wretched. It's not righteousness. On the day of judgment, you're not going to get points for that. It's not unrighteousness. All right, so your question is, do we pray towards that? Sometimes do, sometimes don't. That's the answer to your question. Oh, maroon. Wow. Yeah, I got you. I asked the question. I didn't think. Good job, maroon. Okay. Prophecy. Where is Salat mentioned in the verse? I never thought of that. You need to come back in here, maroon. You made a great point.
Yeah.
We got about 4 minutes. You want to come in here and explain that, maroon? You got 4 minutes. Let me drop the link. You coming in? Say yes. You only got 4 minutes. 3 minutes now. Hold on. We getting up out of here.
Because that I mean that's another topic, but that uh place of worship.
Seriously, you got 3 minutes, man. Cool, we getting up out of here. Well, I'll give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Because I wanted to leave. It's 3 hours in. Come on in. The link is up. 5 minutes. If you need it.
As deep. We have seen the turning of thy face to heaven, and how verily we make thee turn. There he is.
Okay, this is real brief. I gotta get that. I keep coming back over here, get on here, because he or she keep bringing stuff up. I'm trying to go, but yeah, that is again another hadith teaching. That those ayats, and you got to read the ayats way before that too. And one day, inshallah, we can get here and really go on the subject because it gets deep. But if you read, I say go 20 ayats back at least. All the way to that ayat that he's pointing out, you'll see that the word here is qibla, and that means a focal point, a direction that you focus about, or a direction that you're actually walking toward. Okay, this has nothing to do with salat. There is no salat mentioned in this whole verses. Okay, yes, he was looking up at the place. You know what I'm saying? Wondering about the direction to which he should go, but it has nothing to do about salat. There's not one time it says salat in there. But the hadith stories, and this is what I'm talking about. He keeps talking about, or she keeps talking about that he or she is not reading hadiths, but you are, because when you're reading the Quran and you're reading into the verses, exactly what the hadith taught you, the verses are saying. But you have not studied the verses isolated by themselves in their own context. So in actuality, if you go all the way back, you'll find out that the subject gets into the Christians and Jews. If you keep going all the way back, like you read that whole surah and you go all the way over, you'll find it starts talking about the direction, or you know what I'm saying, which deals actually with the creed of what people are focusing on. as far as beliefs.
Mm,
Okay, but I
that's
mean it
deep
gets deep.
because
Now here's the thing. The also the other we got to remember where Muhammad came from. He performed Hijrah from Mecca, correct? And we remember Surah, man, I wish I had my thing. Surah that talked about the Quran was sent and it is to warn the mother cities and the cities around it. Okay? So we know that that is Masjid Haram. So that is the city focal point that he first came from. Then he migrated to the furthest mosque, right? Mentioned in Surah 17. Now, when he's over there, he's looking up at the heavens, right? So where's he going to migrate back to? What direction will he go to? Remember, the word Qibla means direction you go to. We know that they go back into Mecca, right? Eventually, right? So really, he just returns back to their original focal point from which he started. See? But that's besides the point. The point is in the context of what I'm talking about. That what I just said is connected to that, but that's not the main point. The point I'm making is that this whole surah, that whole surah and that subject between the Christians and Jews and the focal point or Qibla, that has nothing to do with Salat. Nowhere in there does it say Salat at all. There's no prayer mentioned. That's not even a dua mentioned. As far as the word adua or the word Salah, it's not mentioned. So where did they get is talking about Salat? Where did they get that from? Hadith. So that's just I wanted to point that out. I just wanted to throw that shocker in there. Is that the prophecy one's point was it was about prayer, and so he wanted to catch us up or discuss the subject about Salat and that Allah changed his mind of which way you're supposed to pray when actually the word prayer is not in there mentioned at all. So prophecy one again. When you come over here, this is not hadith based over here. So the subjects, the arguments that you got codified and you think are points that you may have, you may find that over here it doesn't go that way because we're not based on that. Okay. Well, that's all I wanted to basically say. So it has nothing to do with Salat at all. And I urge Prophecy One to actually go in the Quran, since Prophecy One keeps talking about do you know Arabic, do you know Arabic. Here is the Quranic methodology of understanding Quran. You have to go to the verb of a word. The verb of the word is the actual essence, okay, from which it is basically the root of the word. Going to dictionaries and stuff like that, lexicons, that's cool. I mean, we go to that because it does confirm a lot of stuff that's in the Quran. But sometimes Prophecy One, when you're reading a lexicon, or sometimes you're reading even what you've been reading, okay, that's how some of the ideas in it are hadith-based concepts. I don't want to defeat anyone. I'm here to discuss ideology. What was Muhammad doing looking up? The verse very clearly tells you what Muhammad was doing looking up. He was wandering. He was wandering about, saying which direction to which he should go. You got to understand what the word Qibla means. What does the word Qibla mean? Does it not mean direction? So where do you get the word prayer from? Where do you get Salat or dua from? Okay, what was Muhammad doing looking up? What was Muhammad doing looking sideways? What was Muhammad looking? The point is, you said it's about Salat. That's what you said. Nowhere in the verse does it say prayer. We're not talking about what he was doing looking up. We're talking about the fact that you think that it's saying prayer. And many times where it says that is put in parentheses. That's not in the Arabic. I thought you knew the Arabic. That's why I don't really answer people too much how much Arabic I might know or might not know. Read the verse literally, word for word. If Kentron can put that up there again and put it on the word for word. And we'll see if that verse right there says he's looking up. And it has something to do about salat, prayer. Okay, hold on. Yeah.
Alrighty, y'all. We'll do this next time. Prophecy 1. Just remember this verse, and we'll deal with this next time. All right, y'all. Salam alaikum. Peace. Have a good rest. Have a good Sabbath. Rest up. Don't do any work. All right. Peace. We're gone. We're out of here.